Hello, beautiful people. This is another episode of Math for Grown-ups. Today we're going to talk about adding numbers with units. So first of all, um, what is a unit? Okay, I like to be fancy and think about unit as having the word like universe or unite or unicycle means one, right? So basically, the fancy definition would be a unit is what one represents. If I say, hey, I ate one yesterday, you'd be like, one cow, one sandwich, one egg, what? Tell me what it is, right? What one represents tells you the units, okay? So things with units are like 5 feet, or 7 days, or 32 miles per hour, or something like that, right? Units. Anyway, so that's what a unit is. Okay, and then we have what I call the fundamental theorem of units, and nobody else calls it this, but this is what I call it, and that is you can only add numbers with the same units. Dun, 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 dun. Let's talk about some examples. Dun, 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 dun. Some examples might be 5 feet plus 7 feet equals, hey, we can add these two numbers, 12 feet. But if you had like $5 on you and then someone gave you two donuts, it would just be $5 and two donuts. You can't combine those. It's um, is not seven of anything. You can't combine that number in a reasonable way because what would it be? $7, seven donuts, $7 donuts? No, you just can't add them. Okay, so that is how the law of units works. And one cool thing, and one tiny example: if you have 5 feet plus 1 foot, you have to realize that feet and foot are the same units. One of them is plural, one is singular, whatever. It's 6 feet. Da, 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 da. Okay, next up, here's the trick. Algebra is just the same. Da, 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 da. Right? If you have 5x plus 7x, it's 12x. If you have 5x plus 2y, it's 5x plus 2y. Can't be combined. That's it. The one exception is like 3xy plus 5yx. Well, it happens to be that yx and xy are exactly the same thing, so we could add these 5xy. But if we had something like, oh no, switch to the pen. If we had something like 3x squared y plus 7xy, those are different. Those are different. Can't be added. But if we had 3xy squared z plus 9xy squared z, because they are exactly the same, it would be 12xy squared z. And it's amazing how, like, if it's like 3 apples plus 9 apples is 12 apples, that's baby. That's not even math, right? But 3xy squared z plus 9xy squared z is 12xy squared z. Oh, that's algebra. That's so hard. Here's the whole point. It doesn't have to be hard. It's not necessarily hard. What else was I going to say? Fun fact. Fun fact. Um, uh, Numbers are multiplied by their units. Okay, so 3 cats really means ah really means 3 times cats. In math, when we don't write things, when we skip a symbol, it generally means multiplication. So if I just say, switch to the pen, make all this stuff go away. If we have something like 3 square root of 5 plus 4 square root of 5, this is multiplication. It's 3 times square root of 5 plus 4 square root of 5. Oh, that's 7 square root of 5. Well, and sometimes you have things that are all complicated, like 3x squared plus 5x plus 9x squared minus 2. And you're like, well, wait a second, these have the same units. So it's 12x squared, but we can't add the 5x. And this has no x's. This is totally different. So what we get are we get things that are called polynomials. Poly means multiple, nomials means number. It's a bunch of numbers. That 12, that 5, that -2, they all stick around. They don't combine in any way. It's a thing that has many numbers. And it would be the same thing as if you had done something like, 3 cats plus 2 dogs plus 5 cats. And you're like, oh, it's 8 cats plus 2 dogs. If you're, at a store, you have inventory, you have lots of different columns, lots of different things. The only exception to this rule, when things are missing, it means multiplication is would be something like 4 and 2/3. That means 4 plus 2/3. So that's basically the only time I can think of when there's no symbol written in there between the 4 and the 2/3, and it doesn't mean multiplication. Anywhere else, it does mean multiplication. Oh, so final thought is when you have 5x plus x, the number in front of the second x is not there. And this nothing is the multiplication kind of nothing, which is 1. So really, this is 5x plus x is 5x plus 1x. And there's no shame in writing that. If you don't write it, it's implied to be a 1. So that is 6x. And that pretty much covers everything we need for now.